Top of the day to you around the world. My name is Olafemi Ashaolu. This is where we come around to talk about African football, and it is, of course, the best football show in Africa. James Agberebi joins me in the studio. James, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Femi.
All right. Okay, so much to talk about today. Let's quickly give you a sneak peek into what we'll be looking at on the show today. The CHAN 2022 CHAN tournament ongoing in Algeria is in the quarterfinal stages. Quarterfinal stage, I meant to say, and of course, Ghana, the Black Galaxies of Ghana, they will have their hands full against Nigeria. Of course, that is quite surprising because Cameroon and Mali, who have both been knocked out of the competition, just needed a draw in their last fixtures, and it is shocking that they wouldn't be in the quarterfinal pairings. So we'll be giving you the quarterfinal pairings, and if you ask me, I think Algeria, they are the favorites to win this competition that they have. So of course, we'll be talking about the job of the Black Stars. And we'll be telling you the man who is the leading candidate right now. But of course, it is always not without a controversy because a reaction has been trailing the news that Chris Hughton, who served as technical advisor to Otto Addo, is leading for that job. And we take a trip to Rwanda, where one of the best referees in Africa, even though she's female, suffered racial slur by our own people. And, of course, thank God the Rwanda FA said they are investigating that matter, but it is very sad. James, so much to sink our teeth in today on the show, but let's get started. The 2022 CHAN is almost not too far off from coasting them now, but Cameroon and Mali, I don't know how that came to you. They needed a draw in their last fixtures. Mali, they particularly needed a draw against Mauritania, and Cameroon against Niger Republic. I saw Cameroon against Niger Republic. Even before the game, when Niger eventually got what they needed, I wasn't surprised because I think they were a better side. And I think now that the Black Galaxies have a not so difficult opponent, now you would say, I think you're already smiling, but I think it should be a smooth sail for them to the semi-final, but again, it is a game of football. Yeah,
I was surprised in the game between Cameroon and Madagascar.
Cameroon, Mauritania.
Mauritania.
No, Cameroon, Niger.
Niger Republic. Yeah. It was a shock. It was a shock to me because I never expected Cameroon to lose that game. You know, they just needed a draw, and maybe they played for the draw, and unfortunately, Niger Republic got the win, and they will be meeting the Black Galaxies. From what I've seen about the Black Galaxies, remember they lost their opening game against Madagascar, and now they are going to face another team, another small team, you know.
So to say.
So I don't think they want to make that mistake, the one they made against Madagascar. So for a team like Rwanda, for a team like Niger to beat Cameroon, they know that they have their hands full. This is not the team they are going to look down upon.
I was particularly looking forward to Ghana versus Cameroon.
Yeah, because of the big rivalry and everything. But with Niger Republic, I think the Black Galaxies, they too know that for this team to beat Cameroon, then which means there's something about this team. And I don't want to think they will want to look down on Niger Republic, because after losing to Madagascar, they will not want a repeat of that, you know. So after coming back from that disappointing defeat to now get that victory against Sudan, and you now throw it away against Niger, no, I think they're going to come all out against Niger Republic, and I'm confident that they're going to get the victory. But it's so unfortunate that Daniel Afri will not be part of it, you know, because of the red card he got in the last game against Sudan. And so for me, it's been a shocker in this tournament. Some of the big boys are already out. You have the lesser teams, pardon me for that, you know. So, you know, you cannot rule out the fact that there are still minutes in football. But with those minutes, they are pulling the string, they are sending shots every year. So, I believe, like I said, Anna Walker's team, they will not want a repeat of what happened against Madagascar. And I believe they have what it takes to go beyond the Niger Republic. Okay,
so let's really give you the quarterfinal pairings. We have Algeria, the host. They will be taking on Ivory Coast. That game will be coming up on Friday. Senegal will also be taking on Mauritania also on Friday. Then Madagascar, of course, the surprising team. For me, as far as this tournament is concerned, they led Group C that had the Black Galaxies. They finished with 9 points. They'll be taking on Mozambique and, of course, Niger Republic, Ghana. Both the last two games will be taking place on Saturday. James, let's talk about, still talking about CHAN. I don't know what you've seen so far, the quality of football, because it is a reflection of what local league is in Africa. I don't know if you are satisfied with the quality of play that we've seen so far. And what I've seen, where I don't even know how to rate what I've seen so far, but I think it tells to the fact that if we're able to pay our players more, maybe it might not be as much as they get paid when they go to Bayern Munich, when they go to Manchester United, because I'm not even sure any African player right now will go to Manchester United if you take away the likes of Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, maybe a couple of that will end above £100,000.
Yeah.
But I feel that if we pay our players more, at least something close to that, I think a lot of them will think about staying in the league, because imagine the likes, if we have someone like Mohamed Salah, we have Sadio Mane, we have Victor Osimhen, we have Paulo Noachu,
Ashraf
Hakimi, you have
Thomas
Nesri,
the Salisu Mohammed, you know. So,
imagine having them in a CHAN,
yeah,
and they play in the league in Africa. People will pay to go and watch.
Femi, in time past, we used to have all the best players. You know, for example, let me use Nigeria. You know, when we used to have the likes of the Shego Degbami, the Felix Owolabi, you know, all these guys, they used to play in Nigeria. Even Nwankwo Kanu, Austin Okocha, all these guys, Daniel Amokachi. At one point,
they started from here, all of them.
But you know, one thing again that you need to understand, Europe is the mecca of football in the world. For now, you know, there's no argument about that. And if you want to be among the best, you just have to have to move to Europe. That's the thing. Yeah. Fine, you can be in Africa and be earning well. You can get good pay. Like for example, now in South Africa or some of these North African countries,
Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia,
even
Sudan.
Yeah, they will pay you, but sometimes you still have to make that step. You still have to move forward. You find there are players that, okay, I'm earning good here, so what am I looking for again in Europe? But sometimes you just have to,
but if
you need that exposure.
But don't you think that if the money is here, James, we have the games are on TV,
yeah,
we have good remuneration for the referees, the value chain generally gets improved.
Yeah.
You can bring in all these coaches, European coaches, to Africa. Some of them might want to come and say, okay, let's see what.
I think some of them,
because if you are saying that, it means if some of them stay in Africa, it means that they will not be among the best. But when you have the likes of Jose Mourinho coming to coach a team in South Africa, or Jose Mourinho coming to say he wants to coach Rivers United or Aqua United, the game will develop in some way.
But
James.
The thing is that it's not a short-term thing. It's a long-term. A lot of things must be put in place. Okay, look at what is happening even in CAF. I believe I think they're having what is it called? Financial issues now. You know, so there are so many things to deal with in Africa. Fine, you can say, okay, the North African.
But clubs are independent of CAF. They're independent of whatever they get from CAF.
See, we are not ready. We are not ready yet. So it's important for us now to just take things step by step. We've seen instances where former international, okay, remember Sule Mutari played in the
out of hope
in the Ghanaian league, you know, but he still came out to make some points that for past players to still come back to play, because you know when they come back they kind of help the league, you know, but they kind of still give out suggestion that this and this must be put in place. Some of these guys, they don't even go for away games because of security reasons, because of it, you know, so many bottlenecks here and there that still need to be taken care of. Aside that, you can be playing in maybe in one of these North African countries or South African countries. They will be paying you well, but sometimes as a player, you want that exposure. There will always be that next step.
But I feel that if we develop, see, everything those players are chasing after will come right here. Because I remember there was a time that even today you hardly find Italian players going outside Italy, other Serie A to go and play.
You cannot compare.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, James. I'm just saying. They started from somewhere. Yes. It wasn't like that 50 years ago.
There are players still go out to play.
But how many? Donnarumma.
Yeah, the league is good, but they still go out. You see Spanish players in the Premier League. You see Italian players in different leagues. You know, so the structure, everything.
What I'm saying, James, is it begins with a starting point.
Yeah, are we ready? Are we ready?
That's what I'm saying.
Are we ready?
That's what I'm saying. If we start,
for example,
is it possible?
A country like Nigeria,
is it possible?
It's possible, but it's going to be. It's not something of
a short-term
10,
thing.
15, 20 years.
But there must be a deliberate step. But what we are saying is, if we develop a league,
are we taking the step?
If we develop a league, at least, like we said, the North Africans have shown that it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, but you still find their players.
Musimane was at Alali, right?
Yeah, I know.
He was well paid.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm telling you, Femi, is sometimes it's not even fine. What you get here, there are so many things you still need to learn about, even the TV rights things. You know, what is it called? So many things.
Logistics and all that.
In just few countries. That's why we always pinpoint the North Africans that when it comes to football, at least they are somehow close to the European in terms of how to run a league. You know, so for me, we still have a long way to go. There's nothing stops maybe former players to come back, because by the time they come back, they tend to help the league. But they know that the journey is still very, very far. Not just one player will come there before you hear of another player that come back to the league, maybe another 10 years again. You know, so in Nigeria, how many of our former internationals have come back to play in the league? How many can you count? You know, so for me, we have the talents here, but our work, the work is still cut out for us.
But I know that if we are deliberate about starting, I know that it is very possible. James, let's talk about the Black Galaxies. They'll be playing the quarterfinals of CHAN, but there are controversies, you know, and we hope that the development would not affect their performance against Niger Republic, because according to Ghana Web, the players are displeased about maybe the GFA now reneging over the agreement they had about money. Now, according to a report, the players were promised $10,000 for the 4 matches they played during the qualifiers. Remember, Omaniwe against Niger Republic, Omaniwe against Nigeria, and also $6,000 each as a qualifying bonus. But now, according to Ghana Web, the players are now being paid $3,000 from the original $10,000 and $4,500 from the qualifying bonus, which is $6,000. So in total, they got $7,000. And they said the country's, Ghana's deputy sports minister, he said, because the country is broke, I'm talking about Elvis Opoku Bobby, informed the players that due to lack of funds, the government has opted to pay $4,500 instead of the agreed sum of $6,000 from the qualifying bonus. So in total, each player got $7,500. James, throughout the World Cup, 2022 World Cup in Qatar, I never heard about Brazil, Germany, you know. I never heard about even England.
Yeah.
When they were paid, nobody even knew. You would not know whether the players were just praying for charity or they earned money. There's a seamless system that just saw that their monies are paid as at when due. But here, we keep having issues. Don't smile. No, because you say it's one of the things that you told me we have a long way to go. I agree. But I think the GFA should have honored the agreement they have with these players. So that, because if these players fail against Nigeria, people will say that they have a reason not to have done well, because the GFA actually reneged on the agreement they had.
Femi, well, you really took the word out of my mouth.
Don't say it anymore.
See, Femi, like I said, we are not serious in this. I thought it's a Nigerian thing. I didn't know that it even cuts across. I mean, when you have agreement, I mean, just try and honor those agreements so that you get the best out of this player. Some of these guys, at the end of the day, they just go to this tournament to just use that platform
to sell themselves.
They don't even rely on the FA anymore, because they know that at the end of the day they're going to disappoint them. When you make agreements with people, and at the end of the day, you now come back and start telling them stories. And this is what happened. This is what happened. When they went to Ghana, you look at the coaching crew, the number of people that went, and officials. I mean, they spent money.
The backroom staff, yeah. The
backroom staff. So why is it that when they now got to the CHAN, you're not giving them their dues? What was agreed upon?
They said the government is broke.
Now that the government is broke. I mean, so if these guys go into the pitch and don't perform well, you know, sometimes you now blame these guys that why are they going to certain leagues in the backwaters of Europe. I mean, you can't blame them. You know, as a footballer, you know, what's the lifespan of a footballer? Especially if injury doesn't set in. I think it's something like 10 years, and if you're lucky, more than 10 years, if you're the Ronaldo or Messi, if you're lucky to fall in that category.
But James, really, I don't know how you feel about it or how people will feel about it, but should money be a motivation when you play football?
Why not?
Because I remember some time ago, Rivaldo, Victor Boba Rivaldo, he said when he got a call up for Brazil, he said he almost ran mad. And he said after he played his first game for Brazil, they asked him how much he was paid. He said he didn't even know. He said because he was still trying to wake up from the dream that he was called up to play for Brazil. Yeah,
you see, Femi, as a footballer, you find he's saying that because, but you know,
no, he's saying that.
He's saying that. You know, we understand that playing for your national team, that's a big privilege. But even it's
the biggest honor.
Yes, but at the same time, you want something. You want to be getting a lot. You know, nobody's playing for free as a footballer. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Oscar, the former Chelsea player, went to China. He said that finally a lot of people are like, oh, you're still young. Why did you go to China at this stage of your career? He said at the end of the day, it's him and his family. You know, nobody remember whether...
Even former Tottenham left by Sokoto, he said he doesn't like football. That he's only playing football for the money.
Yes, because if you are not winning trophy, at least you're making money. We've seen some players who travel abroad, who go to maybe China, maybe Saudi Arabia to make money. Because at the end of the day, you have to fall back on something. You know, so what's the essence of, okay, look at somebody like Harry Kane who has never won a trophy, you know, apart from individual trophy, but at least you're not winning trophy, but at least if he's the highest paid player.
Are you throwing shade at? Are you throwing shade at Harry Kane because he plays on the other side of North London?
I think he's the highest paid player, if I'm not mistaken, in Tottenham. So if you're not doing one, at least be doing one with money. Is the most important thing for me, Femi. Fine, it's good to win trophies, but at least you know that.
I just saw a different side of it.
At the end of your career, you have to fall back on something.
I just saw a different side of it.
That's why you see some of our players, some ex-international in Nigeria, they are suffering today because
some of them didn't manage. We know that some of them didn't manage their money when the money was coming.
So the GFA, they just do the needful. They not distract these guys. Whatever is due to them, they should pay them so that they'll be able to concentrate. I mean, they're one of the favorites in this competition. Okay. And it won't be good if, at the end of the day, they allow money. Just like what happened in 2014. You saw what happened to the Black Stars.
In
the
Brazil.
team that did very well in the qualifier, but when they now got to the World Cup, they struggled. So the Black Galaxies, they need all the support, financial support, you know, to do well at this competition. Because, like I said, they're one of the favorites, and you can't allow this to now derail them.
Okay, so please, Black Galaxies, please go out there and just play. Just maybe I would say just ignore what the GFA. You think what the GFA is not doing right, and of course, I personally want to thank the Uganda police for releasing James's fellow Arsenal fans who were arrested. Thank you for releasing them because thank God it didn't cause more than just protesting. James, let's come back home and talk about what the interim management committee is doing right here in the Nigerian Professional League. We knew that the season didn't start as early as it should because they were trying to put things in place, you know, put the games on TV and all that. After the league management committee, now defunct, was actually pushed aside. Now, an incident happened of recent where 2 referees were summoned, swiftly summoned. And, of course, now we hear that they've been suspended. I'm talking about Ndubisi Uka, who officiated the game between Shooting Stars and Kwara United. Then we have Faro Abdurrahman, who officiated in the game between Rivers and Niger Tornadoes. James, I think this is very commendable because if it were in the past, sorry to say, under LMC, it might take a month or weeks before you even hear that something has been done. But this is very, very swift, and it is a message, a signal to others that such actions will not be condoned. They were summoned immediately and sanctioned. Yeah,
I saw the controversial goal that was disallowed. I mean, you begin to wonder, see, as in, what really happened. That goal was similar to the one Trustekong scored in the 2019 AFCON quarterfinal between Nigeria and South Africa. Similar, the way the goal was scored. The same thing, the ball came in from corner kick. The goalkeeper missed it. Then Ekong just slammed into the net. The same pattern. This was the same style. But all of a sudden, the referee said, I don't know whether it was an infringement. I don't know what came over the referee. So a good one from the IMC for what they did. This is what we want in the league. Whoever is not ready to fall into line must be dealt with. So that they will know that they mean business. This league must succeed.
Military style, right?
This league must succeed. Just like what happened. That's one of the reasons why Kano players not in the because of their fans. You know, so they started removing points. So when you keep doing all these things, you let people know that you can't do certain things and get away with it. Both for the clubs and for officials, referees. You know, whoever steps out of line will be dealt with, and that's what happened. Immediately this happened, the officials, they saw the outcry and everything, they took action immediately. So that's what we want in this league. Because how do you expect investors to come to the league? Because we have the talent.
When you see things
like this, I mean, that's why, when last did you see a Nigerian referee officiate in a major tournament?
Even at this ongoing CHAN.
Yeah, you see countries like, forgive me, countries who are not, in terms of football, they don't have it. But they keep sending referees to major tournaments.
Niger Republic and Cameroon.
Referees, Chad.
Niger Republic and Cameroon, the referee was from Mauritania.
Imagine. You know, so all these smaller countries that, in terms of football, they don't even come close to Nigeria. But when it comes to major tournaments, FIFA tournaments, even in the women's competition, they keep sending referees.
But do you blame the referees?
I'm
not sure you blame the referee. In this instance that we just talked about, I think you can blame the referee.
I can blame the referee
for their indiscretion.
I don't know. I think some of these referees, what they should do, they should come out and explain some of their decisions.
No, I think what I think is, one, if we have a VAR, maybe if the referee now refuses to use the VAR, then you can punish the referee, because he might say, okay, it is human error and he just made that mistake. Two, now that clubs no longer pay the referees indemnities, now there is a company that does that, not even the IMC. So the referees have nothing to fear, and the code of conduct have been read to all the clubs, and I'm sure the clubs have read that to their fans.
Sorry to cut you. Just show that there are still certain bad eggs that people are ready to, no matter the effort of the IMC, there are still people who I don't know, they have their own personal agenda. To cause problem for the league.
Maybe personal retribution.
You don't even need VR for what? For something that is so obvious to everybody to see that the clear goal, and you just. I think what some of these referees should do, I think what the IMC should introduce now is, whatever nonsense decision that is taken, come out and make a statement as the referee now. Tell us, why did you take this decision? And let's see how good, how knowledgeable you are in this game. Because for somebody, I don't want to believe that this referee is a novice. Come out and explain some of your decisions, so that we know if you are even in the right frame of mind to handle top. I mean, it's the MPFL. That's the top flight in Nigeria for one. You'll be seeing nasty decisions like this. I mean, it's your comfort. So good one for the IMC for taking that drastic decision. I think that will send a message to other referees.
Okay,
who fall out from what is expected from them.
Okay, still talking about referee. Rwanda referee said they are probing verbal abuse against. I think she's the best referee in Africa. Forget whether she's female or not. I'm talking about Salima Mukansanga. Remember, she was at the 2022 FIFA World Cup as one of the few female referees. Verbal abuses, racial slurs were thrown at her because she's a female referee. Offensive slurs, rather, they were thrown at her by fans of Kiyovu Football Club because she was the center referee in their new draw against Khashoggi United, James. I don't know if clubs, even for incidences like this, I know it also happens in the Premier League, because we saw the North London derby where a Tottenham fan physically assaulted Ramsey, Arsenal goalkeeper. Yeah. Now I know it happens, and the club said they will work with the police to fish out that fan, maybe 10-year ban or even a lifetime ban. But for incidences like this, I think the club should be held responsible, James. It's just to tell, because they know their fans. Yeah. Remember, I think there was it last season, we saw a fan of MFM chasing the referee about on live television with a stick, chasing the referee, and the police officers who was meant to provide security, instead of them to arrest this guy, They were begging him, please. James, but this is really bad.
It's very
this
bad.
Is highly
it's
condemnable.
Really
and I know FIFA will be looking at it because she's a very top-rated FIFA referee. Not only even in Africa, even by FIFA.
I don't think the fans know I don't know. I don't think they know our status in world football. Maybe they just use one of those. I think there are about 3 female referees at the World Cup, 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Yeah, I think so.
And she was one of them.
She was one of them. So, I mean, I think the organized football body in Rwanda should do something about it so that to deter other fans from looking down on, maybe because they feel she's female and they feel they can just rubbish her like that. I mean, some of these fans, they just don't want to accept defeat. Even when their team don't play well, they just feel they have it right. It's their right to win, whether you like it or not, you know. So I think she should just move on from it. But I expect the football body there to do something about it so that it won't be a kind of a recurring issue. Because for things like, if nothing is done, what you are trying to say now is you kind of empower other teams to do the same thing, and you miss the opportunity of getting very good female referees because they will be afraid to come out and officiate, especially in the men's game. You know, when they see things like this happening and no action is being taken, you know, that will not give them the mind to go out and officiate in big games. Because I mean, everybody, no matter how good you are in officiating it, your safety first. You know, so who knows what might even happen next? Look at it. So they use some very strong words that's not good to hear. You know, so for me, like I said, I expect the football body in Rwanda to take action, so that you send a message to other teams that you don't attack referee, whether physically or with whether through abuse or whatever is wrong, and they should try and discourage that so that you have the opportunity of seeing other very good female referees coming out that will even project the country in good light, not things like this that will continue to give the referees a bad name. Okay,
I think we need to encourage her because we've seen someone like Stephanie Frappart, the Swiss referee, woman, you know, handling top games in the UEFA Champions League. So I think we need to encourage James, we have just 2 minutes now to leave, but quickly we still have to talk about the GFA. News from Ghana is saying that Chris Sutton is the leading candidate for the job. Remember, we talked about that last time where we had Chris Sutton, Tokupo, and of course Steve McLaren. Yeah. Now they say he's the leading candidate for the job, but a member of Parliament for Ningo Pram in Ghana region is saying that the GFA decided to choose Utin because they feel they can easily manipulate him. But I don't know, but I just hope that the GFA will, if they feel he's the best, they should allow the GFA to do their work because they must have seen something that we're not seeing. But I think they should allow them to do their job. But again, like I said last week, I still maintain my stand that I'm not impressed by what I've seen so far.
Well, like I said, Utin is somebody who has been with the team. He went to the World Cup, so at least you have an idea. So it is not the time to start gambling with trying to bring in people without coming and try to come up with another kind of new set of players, and you know.
Trying to know the players.
You know, so we might not have the opportunity.
There's even no time.
There's no time. The AFCON qualifiers is just
we're doing a match.
You know, so you want the team is already there.
So just February now.
Somebody who who might not be the world-class coach but at least he's not a bad coach. He's somebody who has coached in the Premier League, so at least he has vast experience. You know, so because he was assistant to Otorado, doesn't mean Otorado is better than him. You know, I'm just looking at it from the angle of somebody who has been in the team, that's been on the ground. He knows these players. So why not just give the job to him down instead of trying someone new entirely. Like I said, what's the knowledge of McLaren when it comes to African football? How vast? If you might know some of these players, but I mean, by the time you're on the ground, I mean, will you be able to do what is expected? You know, so that's why I'm going for Chris Sutton. And that GFA official who is saying they are looking for Utuman.
No, it's actually a politician.
A politician. One politician in Ghana. People who don't even know about football. I mean, they will start saying all sorts. So I'm not surprised about such statement. It's an unruly statement. What the team needs now is sound coach, and I believe among the 3 shortlisted names, I think Houghton, because of his experience and somebody who has been part of the team, should be given the job.
Okay, quickly, let's go to week 14 fixtures for the Ghana Premier League, the Bet Power Premier League. Legon Cities will be hosting Beckham United. Karela will be traveling to Great Olympics. Then Bibiani Gold Stars will be, of course, be traveling to face Tamale City. Medema will be hosting Heart of Oak. I remember Heart of Oak, they were knocked out of the MTN FA Cup in Ghana last week by Dreams FC. Then we have Red Tamale United. That is a Cowdays team. They will be hosting Unso Chairman. And Rwanda Stars will be hosting Accra Lions. Then King Faisal will be traveling to face Samatex. Then Berecom Chelsea will be hosting Dreams. I hope this Chelsea, they are not like the one in London. Then we have a Kotoko Royals. They'll be traveling to face Ashanti Kotoko. So, James, very quickly, as we leave the studio now, Rwanda Stars is leading at the table in the Ghana Premier League, Bet Power Premier League on 24 points. It's kind of surprising, though, because though if you look at it, we still have Ashanti Kotoko and Arts falling very closely in 3rd and 4th places on the same point, 21 points. But at this point, nobody will, or at the start of the season, nobody would thought that Rwanda Stars will even move close to the table at any point in time.
Well, still, how many games have they played?
They've played 13 games now. 13
games. So it's still, like we always say, the league is a marathon, not a sprint. So that they have the mental strength to be able to keep hold of that position, because especially when you have the 2 heavyweights, breathing down your neck. I don't know whether you'll be able to
maintain the momentum.
Yeah. Once this either Ashanti Kotoko or Heart of Oak, once they climb, I know
Ashanti, they are the defending champions.
And Heart of Oak, they didn't really start well in the season, and now they are picking up. So by the time
they're out of the FA Cup now.
So they fully concentrate on the league. And I don't know how
they're even all out of the continent.
So they have only the league to contend with, and they're going to focus all their attention on it. So I don't know how the team on top now, whether they're able to maintain the pressure. I don't know. But sometimes you want to see the small teams, win. You bring them
like Arsenal now, like
Arsenal. Arsenal is not a small team. So it's just that they've won the league for a very long time. So if they do it this season, it's not going to be a bad idea. So like I said, I don't know how they're going to maintain that position, because by the time they look back and they see the 2 heavyweights chasing down.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's just hope and see. Like I said, I always love it when these underdogs, when they at the end of the day the match champions.
Yeah.
But when you have House of Oak and Ashanti Kotoko, you need to be ahead of the teams like 20 points. If you just few points, you have a lot of work.
Okay, I think it's the year of the underdogs, because if you look at it in Serie A, of course, we have Napoli, kind of another underdog. Premier League, Arsenal, another underdog. Now in the Bet Power Premier League, Edwana, nobody will convince me that Arsenal is not that underdog. James Abirebi, thank you for coming on the show today. You might not like that, but
I don't like that statement. Thank you very much.
Our producer, I know he will say something to me after the show, because he's also a diehard Arsenal fan. But I tell you, it's looking like the year of the underdog already. Sorry, whenever we come on the show, time is not always our friend, but this is where we have to leave it. So we'll come around next week to talk about, of course, the semi-final pairings of the 2022 CHAN tournament. We hope the Black Galaxies will do well against Nigeria Republic. And I think if you ask me, it will be Algeria. This tournament is Algeria to win or lose. Until next time, I remain Ashalolu Afemi. We'll see you.